Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. My name is Harry Durham. The Premier League returns this week. Sheffield. We've got an absolutely fantastic guest on the line with us right now. I don't really know where to start, to be honest, because a couple of weeks ago he absolutely smashed it out of the park on the development tour. It's world number 98, Cam Cabtree. I mean, Cam, we were just speaking off camera there, and I almost cancelled it because you're a massive gooner. So, I mean, congratulations on the three development tours. Great that you're an Arsenal fan. I guess we get this out of the way with first, mate. I am so glad that you lost in that Champions League semi-final. Obviously, I want you to do so well in your dancing career, but football-wise, I mean, this friendship's going to work. But, I mean, mate, when are you going to win a bloody trophy?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, the FA Cup is good, but once you've won it, 12, 13, 14 times, it's you need to win something in Europe or win the league, and that's not looking. Maybe next season we get a striker in, um, then we might see. But yeah, this season wasn't really particularly exciting for us,
The
other
thing,
than
the thing I
beating
loved
Real
as
Madrid in
well.
the two free kicks.
Yeah, the Real Madrid and the two free kicks, and I was outside the Emirates speaking to fans after that, and it was like you won the whole competition. It's like you'd already been to Munich, and everyone was sort of like on each other's shoulders, best day of their lives. But that's what kind of Arsenal fan are you? I mean, you've got a good head on your shoulders. I can see when you're playing, see when I'm talking to you now. I don't think it's a rarity. I don't think, from my first impressions, that you are a delusional gooner.
No, I didn't think we were going to win it. I thought we were going to lose to Real Madrid, if I'm honest. We were at darts actually, so I sat with a few of the players and we watched that. Um, Reece Griffin, he was going absolutely mental when we scored those two free kicks. But I didn't think we'd beat Real Madrid, and then I didn't. I because we beat Real Madrid, I thought maybe we had a chance against PSG. But Partey getting himself suspended was not really very helpful, and it was always an uphill battle after that. So
Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Clip it up, send it out, write articles on it. Cam Cabtree is a realistic Arsenal fan. They're very hard to come by, but listen, I I thought I loved him as a darts player. I love him even more because he's actually a bearable gooner. Right, let's get straight into the darts then, mate. I mean, the three development tours, three already in 2025, all coming in one weekend as well. Can you just talk us through that feeling? Because the darting world was going absolutely crazy about you a couple of weeks ago.
yeah, it was great. To be fair, I'd never won one. I'd lost in I think three finals. Um, so having my tour card now, I felt like I'm one of the players that should be up there battling for the sort of top positions. I'd had a few like sort of unlucky events and weekends, so to um, to get through the first one was brilliant, and then after that to go on and win three of them, it's difficult to put into words. Really, I'm over the moon with that.
Can you remember like what the feel? Can you remember what the feeling was like? In as such that I've spoken to so many players, and you almost go into like a tunnel vision state where nothing, you can't really think about anything that's going on. Your brain's not really working, and it's just your arm and your hand and your form, and then the dart is just magically, you're magically checking out hitting those big numbers. Would you say that is a fair assessment of what was happening to you?
Yeah, pretty much. It's difficult. You get into such a focus that then you don't really think about anything else. And I I remember, so I was playing Adam Gavas, and I remember he's quite slow. So it was something where I was trying. Obviously, the slower they are, the more time you have not thrown, so the more you probably think. And I was just trying to keep focus, not think about anything else, just leg by leg, score by score. And then when I won it, it was a massive relief because I feel like there's something I've been waiting for maybe a year or two now, and for it to finally come good was brilliant.
You said about Q School they picked up your tour card in January. Congratulations for that. And we hear so many horror stories of Q School. I mean, full grown men crying. The atmosphere is tense. Can you just give us an insight into how brutal those days can be at Q School?
Yeah, it can be tough. I've played Q School. I think that was my fourth time. So the first time I wasn't very good. I just went for experience. So I played Challenge Tour. The second year was the first time I made second stage, but it was, that was sort of a learning experience for me. What it was like being in the second stage, and my first year where I was actually any good on the Challenge Tour. Um, and then last year didn't get it. This year it was tough because I knew I was playing well sort of towards the end of last year, and then I got really ill over Christmas. I didn't eat for like over a week, and I didn't do anything for about 10 or 12 days.
Mad.
So I thought that then maybe my Q school wouldn't be so good because I literally I didn't throw for about 10 days before Christmas, and I think the first day I threw was the 27th.
Mm.
So that gave me literally a week before Q school. So I didn't really have too much expectation actually going into stage one. But once I was through that, stage two is so tough. Even stage one is difficult because there's so many good players. But stage two is the best of the best that are there. And you've got players that have just come off the tour, all the top players from the Challenger Development Tour for the last year or two. Um, yeah, really difficult, but I was fortunate to come through it. I played pretty well for the most part, and yeah, now I'm enjoying the tour.
How important? Because I went to Moda Super Series a couple of weeks ago. I went to their influencer event, and I've always seen it on YouTube. And I think what Jason Tamer has done is an absolute fantastic job with everything that he's doing and has done with Modus. How important has it been for your development to play at those events as well, and sometimes in front of a crowd?
Yeah, Modus has been like instrumental in me getting to where I've gotten to. Um, Obviously, the PDC is really good. You've got development tours and challenge tours. I've played for England, but even like just Modus, you're playing top quality players all week. Then you go into the finals night, and you have a bit of a crowd there. It's not a huge crowd, obviously, but it's that can be more difficult because you get sort of isolated noises. Someone opening a
Mm.
can of Coke or something, and it sounds like they've just I don't know fallen off their seat. It's quite loud. So yeah, it was amazing. I had some brilliant times at Modus, playing in Champions Week as well. If it wasn't for Modus, then there's a chance that maybe I'm not on the tour right
Mm.
now. So yeah, Modus has been excellent, and it's somewhere that I'm actually looking at going back to watch in a couple of weeks. So that'd be good.
I think I met Jaden Walker down there. I know he's only 12 years old, and I think any of these young players that are coming through, I think it's the perfect avenue for them to go down so they can perform in front of a crowd. They can get a feel for it because back in the day you would have been playing in pubs and you're still playing in pubs now, and people were sort of just like plunged into it. But now that so many people are coming through, even younger and younger and younger, I think the setup that they've got there in Portsmouth is not only the perfect gateway, but the best way for them to get comfortable on a stage in front of people and also do interviews as well. Because, mate, I spoke to Jaden Walker and the confidence of a 12-year-old. I mean, when I was 12, I don't know about when you were 12, I was too scared to speak to an adult, mate. I was just speaking to my mates and bowling about on my bike. But him, he can throw a dart and he can talk for England. And I mean, it's the best place for these young players to go, I think.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I saw Jaden talking the other day, and I thought, wow, he sounds so mature. He doesn't sound 12 at all. But yeah, it's a great place for them to be playing. He played the Super 16 final against Jack Johnson,
Mm.
and Jack plays some of the vaults in the local club. So I go down there and watch my younger brother and sister because they're into it. They're playing vaults all the time, stuff like this. And I saw Jack Johnson, sorry, there, and he's so good, and he's only really young, but also he's very confident in what he's doing. I think all the events they have now, JDC, obviously stuff like Modus is what they'll go into. Playing England GPs is so good because it's giving them plenty of different tournaments to sort of improve, play against other good players, but also get that experience for when they get to Modus or to development tours, challenge tours. They they know what to expect.
Mm. Well, mate, the Premier League, the race for the top four is still alive somewhat. I mean, MVG needs to win the entire night in Sheffield to make it. Nathan Aspinall is still in fourth spot off that nightly win last week. Is there anything looking into the Cam Crabtree crystal ball? Can you see Michael Van Gerwen pulling it out the bag, or I mean, I hate to say he's my modern day goat. I love Michael. I love interviewing. I love spending time with him. He's an unbelievable human being. But I think, what would you say? Is it a step too far in Sheffield for him to win the whole night, or can we not write him off?
I'm not really sure you can ever write Michael Van Gogh off. We've seen so many times that It looks like he's not doing so well, and then he just finds something from nowhere. I think that's why he's so good. He's been at that top level, and maybe he's not playing at his top level now. I think that's quite fair to say, but it's not completely gone. The Euro Tour the other week, and I think in Munich he won it.
Yeah.
Um, he he hadn't been playing some of his best stuff, and he'd mentioned that he knew that. But then to come through a field like that, where I mean, Luke beat me, and he was Luke Littler, sorry, so good, beat me. Gian averaged like 110 against Luke then, and to take that side of the draw out, Peter Wright was playing well. It shows that even when things aren't going right, he can find something. So
Mm.
it will be difficult, but I, I don't know. I'm surprised he's not won a night yet. So maybe he puts it all together. This is his nightly win, and it gets him through.
Mate, you think about the playoffs as it is. If Nathan does make it, which I think he probably will, Littler, Humphreys, Gezi, Nathan. I mean, I think this could go down in history as not only one of the greatest playoffs that we ever seen, but the averages could be easy tons. The checkout percentages could easily be in the 60%. The high ton plus checkouts as well. Am I right in saying when I did say that just then, this could be, I mean, box office playoff Premier League darts at the O2?
Yeah, for sure. I think it could be. Both the Luke's playing really well. Gezi's playing some brilliant stuff at the moment, and he also seems to be doing quite well when he plays Luke Littler. He's got a bit of a thing at the moment for getting his number. So they've all got a good chance, and I think that the fact that they're all playing so well is just going to push each other into bigger averages, which will make for great viewing.
Can you predict who's going to win? Because, I mean, if someone put a gun to my head right now, I couldn't give them an answer. Because the four that's in there, and I mean, Luke Humphreys, yeah, he had his little sort of like patch where it was the burnout. We're not going to get into that, but Littler, the amount of nights that he won, Gezi has always had that dog in him. Asp at the same time as well has had that dog in him as well, and a lot of people write him off. I mean, I think it's so unpredictable going into the O2 of these four.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's difficult to pick a winner. Um, they all have the ability to turn the tide when they're not playing well, and they all have the ability to throw 110 average and blow someone away. So it's going to be down to timing, I think, more than anything. And I think it's just exciting to watch. Really, I would say I sit with Luke Humphreys sometimes, so I hope Luke Humphreys wins. But as long as long as it's good darts, I think it'd be great for the fans. It'd be a good watch.
I mean, It's not a secret on this channel, but Luke Humphreys is my favourite player because we're from the same hometown. I always bring it up, everyone. I have to because he's not from Crewe. He's from Newbury, where I'm come from, in the countryside. Cam, quick time then. I mean, it's a cliche question, but 6 to 12 months. What are your aspirations? What do you want to get your hands on? What do you want to achieve?
Qualify for the Worlds, first one. That'd be amazing to do. Something that I think when you're younger, everyone dreams of being at the Worlds. So that would be amazing. Continue my recent form on the development tour. Hopefully, try and steal that Grand Slam spot. That would be pretty cool to play in Wolverhampton on the stage, different format as well, and just work myself up the rankings a bit. Put myself in a good position next year so that when we come back in January, or in February even, I'm not worrying about keeping my tour card. I'm looking at what's the next step, top 64, so forth.
And what are you doing with yourself at the moment? Because I love asking this question because I love to know the background of the players, and I'm not meaning to be nosy. But are you full time darts now, or have you got a little side hustle on the go? Because I know Cameron Menzies was speaking about going fully full time on darts and gave up his plumbing trade. What are you doing? Is it just pure darts, or have you got another little bit on the side that you're doing?
No, it's just all darts for me. To be fair, this is probably the least busy I've been. I've got like a month off now. But before, when you play a modus, challenge tours, development tours, and you get pro tour call ups, it's so difficult to manage your calendar.
Mm.
But no, I'm just practicing. I was just practicing before this actually, um, in the club with my brother. So yeah, practice as much as I can. Make sure that come the next set of events, I'm ready to go.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Cam Cabtree has got a month off. I think there's some studio space here at talkSPORT. Who wants to see Shazam in the studio taking on some challenges? After we get off this, we're going to work out a date. He hasn't said yes or no. I'm going to make him say yes. He's going to come down to London Bridge and we're going to do a quick 20 questions around the clock. And then he's going to play me, the 50 average maestro, Dirty Harry Durham. I'm like Peter Manley. I'm going to get in his head. I would make Michael Van Gogh and fold like a deck chair. Cam Crabtree, can I just say, sorry for absolutely waffling there, my son. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully get to see you soon, mate, and all the best for the future.
Thanks very much, mate. Great